watch out for repairing all this Chinese crap. These are the glues. These are the glues I use.
The other day, I was watching YouTube, and I watched a video from a smaller channel, and it was pretty good. The guy was taking foam and gluing it and using all the normal things that we usually use to glue foam up, Gorilla Glue, Foam-Tac. But what he did is he used E600 here and put it against the Foam-Tac, and he said the same thing that I pretty much do, is this is my go-to for foam. He said this was his go-to for foam also, and he wanted to try this E6000, and he did, and it seemed to hold better than the Foam-Tac for foam. So what I want to do is I want to find out if this is true, because I'm always open to finding something better to use for gluing stuff together. And if this stuff holds better, it's great. Because at Walmart, this was $3.97, and the Foam-Tac is about $11 for this. Plus, if I have to buy it online, so it's another $4 for shipping. So it's a good $15 for this. If I could go to Walmart and buy this for $4, it'd be much better. All right, but this is the weird caveat here. Now, I didn't know there was any difference between this stuff. I really didn't know much about this E6000. I thought it was kind of like Goop, where it's more for bigger things. I use Goop a lot, and that's a good glue, but I don't use it for planes. It's kind of a heavy, epoxy. Not epoxy, but a glue. So anyways, I went to Walmart, and there was like 4 of these hanging up, and they all looked the same. And I said, well, at Walmart now they lock everything up, so I had to get an associate to unlock it. And I said, well, give me one of those. And he said, well, there's not all the same. There's differences. So the difference was in the color. I got clear. They had a black one, and they also had a white color. Now, I looked on it also, and it says for use on. And foam wasn't on here. So right before I made this, I got on the website. Well, no, what else happened was I was on the forums or the groups on Facebook, and somebody had posted a picture of their airplane, and they said, don't use E6000 on your plane, it melts the foam. And I was like, oh, well, that's not good. I don't know what the guy on YouTube did, but it didn't melt his foam. So I went on the website, and it said that don't use it on some types of foam. And I was like, ooh, well, that's not good. That won't save me any money. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to test it. I'm going to take some foam and some wood, and I'm going to glue foam to foam and foam to wood with both of these, the Foam-Tac and the E6000. Leave it overnight, and then we'll see what happens. Here's my very unscientific test. What we are going to do is I've got E600 and Foam-Tac for these pieces. They're basically the same. This is dollar store foam board with the paper removed, because I use that a lot when I fill in stuff. And this is E600 and Foam-Tac wood to foam, to see how good that glues. I read the instructions on both. It said to put the E6000 on each surface, the same with the Foam-Tac. Give it a minute to work, and then put it together. Foam-Tac's basically the same thing, but you're supposed to put the Foam-Tac on both surfaces, mate them, pull them apart, mate them together, and pull them apart. So I'm going to do exactly that for both of them, and we'll see what happens. All right, so got everything put together, glued together the way the instructions said to. Now, I did have one snafu here, and that's the E600 on the dollar store foam board here. It's melting it. So You can't use this stuff on dollar store foam board. Now this is a turbo timber rudder. That's what this piece is. So for E-Flite, doesn't seem to be melting the styrofoam. Same thing with this one. This is a part of a turbo timber rudder, so it doesn't melt the E-Flite foam. Obviously it doesn't melt the wood. So we're going to leave those. Foam-Tac, everything worked on the Foam-Tac the way it always does. So we're going to leave that. But first conclusion to this one is don't use E6000 on dollar store foam board. And I use that a lot. So we're going to see what happens. But we're going to leave this. It says for the E6000 to leave for 24 hours. Now I know the Foam-Tac dries faster than that, but I usually leave it for 24 hours. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it for 24 hours, come back, and see how easy it is to pull the Foam-Tac apart and see how easy it is to pull the E6000 apart. It's been more than 24 hours. We've left these for about 3 days. We had a little snow here and I had to do other things, but they've definitely got plenty of time to cure. So let's see what we got. Foam-Tac, of course, on the dollar store foam. I shoved them together even though you can see the E6000 where it melted here. Still held together really good. You can see it pulled apart on the foam and not on the E6000, but it melted it, so that didn't work very good. So the Foam-Tac wins, and you can see the Foam-Tac pulled apart at the foam also, but it didn't hold as well, but still didn't melt the foam either. So let's see what the Foam-Tac is with the E-Flite. Now that's pretty good. So you can see the foam's coming apart there. I got it off. It will come off, but it took a lot of foam off, so that's pretty good. We'll see what this one does. That's just as good. Yeah, we're gonna break the, well, it feels like it's even holding better. So the E6000 does hold better than the Foam-Tac for foam to foam on E-Flite foam. So that for me, since I already got the tube, might be better when I'm building like twin motor planes that I build, putting like the motor mounts on and stuff. The Foam-Tac, let's see what the wood does. And that's still a good, that don't want to come off there. But yeah, that come off right at the Foam-Tac there. And this, it came off at the, see, it took a little bit more foam with it. The E6000 seemed to hold just a bit better. It took some foam off, but they both came off. And that took some off too. And some. So it's about even, I'd say, as far as the holding strength. If you put wood, maybe plastic, we didn't try. So this is way cheaper than the Foam-Tac. We might start using this. Well, I will, because I already got a tube on some of the planes and stuff I build in the future. Foam-Tac I'm still going to use on some stuff, maybe stuff I want to come apart maybe a little bit easier. I think the Foam-Tac is what they use when they put these E-Flite airplanes together, because it seems like the same sticky stuff I take out of those. So this is definitely cheaper and easier to get than the Foam-Tac is, and it seems to hold better on the E-Flite stuff. There you go.
These are the clues I use.